various other kind of underground labels, and he was so into it, and he was kind of good friends for like 3-4 years. So he set up the label in Canada just from home. So there was very few overheads, little expense. We used to send the stock over to him, and he started manufacturing after he'd defined kind of an interest, what the size of the interest was. And now he's been going for about a year and a half, and it's doing well. The demand is getting bigger, and the promotion, getting more promotion. We have the promotion company that we use there, who kind of service America and Canada, and we're slowly going to venture down into South America. There is quite, with Amon Tobin, the kind of Brazilian artist.
Yeah, from Rio. Yeah.
There's an interest for his music there, but it's just all kind of slowly. The label's been going like 8-9 years, and it's been a slow kind of build up. That's why the company has stayed alive. It's just been gradually taking it step by step.
Which is the best-selling country for industry in Europe?
The best-selling relative to population is Belgium.
Right.
We have a really cool kind of label manager there, and he's just so into it, which makes such a huge difference. Because I actually work here and deal with all the international, so I deal with all the kind of promotion and the marketing for everything in Europe, and Belgium's probably Belgium, Germany, France, they're kind of big territories for us. Norway's pretty cool.
How's Greece?
Greece, yeah,
it's
Greece.
The misery.
They do, the Greece do kind of well, and I was kind of amazed by the potential when Heads had such a big single there not so long ago, and there is definitely an interest in kind of alternative music,
and it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and I think it has that's a kind of general feel throughout some of the smaller territories in Europe. Slowly, it's just a developing stage process. The more we work quite hard, it's a small company. We're all really into the music, therefore we find it easier to work with it. And we work hard, and the companies we deal with, we only deal with them because they're really into the music and they want to kind of promote it. We always find out you get better results. That's why in Belgium the guy we have is just awesome. He does so much work for us, and after 2-3 years it starts paying off. You start getting a lot more awareness from the kind of public, a bit more respect, and people take you seriously rather than just not being a kind of weirdy little kind of label from London. So it's becoming an international kind of label, and that's, we have letters from people all over the world saying, oh, we love your label, can you kind of send us your catalogue? So each day there's another group of people who've never heard of a label and they are experiencing it and becoming aware of it, and it's just exciting. It's a big place, and there's a lot of places to cover, really.
Amazing. It's the only label that produces this sound, isn't it? At least I don't know personally another one.
There's a lot of excellent music about. I think Ninja Tune, it has been set up and has been doing music for 8-9 years as a label, and it's founded by Cold Cut, and they used to have a major label deal which all went wrong. Therefore, they wanted to become independent and to do their own thing, and it pulls in that idea. It's pulled in artists from all around the world. Signed an artist from Germany who kind of are into that kind of vibe where when Ninja Tune signs artists, they don't want to sign another Herbalizer or another Cold Cut or another Nootropic, because that's their style. Each artist is very individual, and as the label's grown, it's kind of grown into its own kind of music style. As some people see it, it's not very popular. Big Beat is a popular choice at the moment.
Right.
And you always see a lot of artists kind of slightly changing style when something becomes popular, jump onto that kind of following, that fashion. Ninja Tune is not fashionable, really.
I think so.
96 was a kind of big year for Ninja Tune. It had a lot of UK press and just a lot of attention, and we had a club going there every month, and that was packed every month. It got Club of the Year. It was such a big buzz and vibe in London. It's a London label. Outside of London, it's a smaller interest. Even in this country, there's very few people that know of the label.
Right.
Which is, I go out and I speak to people and they say, what do you do? I said, I work for a label. I'm like, oh yeah, what one is it? Go, Ninja Tune, go, I've never heard of it. But they'll have heard of Wall of Sound.
Yeah.
So some people come in to music from different angles, things which become top 40, people have become, obviously, depends what kind of media they read or what TV they watch. So but as a label, there are, I've heard kind of similar kind of music being made around the world. There's a lot of good Swedish music coming out at the moment with the label Dot Records. They've got a kind of similar take, but it's kind of more straight, it's less quirky.
Right.
The label Inertia, it's a very small UK label which are kind of doing like interesting kind of music. It's things which are slightly more offbeat, offset, it's kind of left field stuff. And like on the new compilation there's a range, the CD it's split into 2 CDs. The first one is more hip hop, the second one is more jazz influence. And I think the label has kind of become, or has gone that way on the left field side, more kind of jazz kind of tip stuff, which is,
I mean, that's what I'm doing in Greece right now. I'm sick of all the multinational shit that we receive on a daily basis. So what I'm trying to do, is promote all these new sounds, like post-rock. I'm the only one who writes about post-rock in Greece right now. Nobody's writing about it, and I keep bringing up Down Replicants, Mogwai, Arab Sarbolist bands. Nobody's writing about it.
Right.
And Future Funk, those are the 2 main trends right now.
Yeah, it's
after.
Things become popular in the media and people write about that,
Precisely,
and everything else becomes irrelevant, and that's why it's a struggle for us. Because 96 was a good year, we had lots of press. 97, 98, because we're still doing our own thing. People in some way don't know how to approach it, or do you know what I mean? It's and because we're not on that bandwagon thing, you're going to be in and out of the press. Various artists will maybe break through a little bit, like the Herbalizer. It's kind of quite accessible, and they had a single with a female rapper on, and that did well, and it kind of had radio plays. It had a whole new kind of group of people who'd never heard of Herbalizer on this shit. But it's very sad that there is so much good music out there, and a lot of it never gets covered, because it's not the popular thing, like you're saying about post-rock.
Will become popular,
of
course, because people start getting
small
bored.
Circles, in a smaller kind of hip underground thing.
Yeah. Well, not really, things like that. There's always a breakthrough, because people already have started getting tired of all this trendy rock indie sound that comes out all the time.
I think in terms of indie is kind of coins a kind of general kind of guitar. Guitar, or do you mean as in independent labels, dance music, or guitar?
Guitar indie rock.
I think that's massive here, and it has been for years. And it's kind of, you can see it changing, and like Massive Attack's album, the new album had a kind of crossover with that, had an indie feel but on a dance level. That's why it worked so well.
Yeah, they call it neo psychedelia as well.
It was like another new term.
No, it's not new. Neo psychedelia has been going on for years. Everything that came out in a psychedelic vein after the 80s was called neo psychedelia. But can't see how it works for Massive Attack. Yeah, it's interesting.
But the album got massive attention, and it's a wicked album, but I find it just quite easy going. It's not pushing musical boundaries. It's kind of just an album I could listen to as background if I'm kind of at home writing or reading. Put it on in the background. It's not very demanding, which indie music, indie guitar music, is not very demanding. People can go out to clubs and get pissed and dance about, and it's easy to understand. Whereas this music on this label or other kind of smaller labels doing different things, it's not so easy. It's kind of pushing it a little bit, therefore people are a bit scared of that.
But I mean, there's... Okay.
So, what should I talk about? The radio show?
Yeah.
Okay, the radio show is called Solid Steel, and it's a cold cut show, and it's been cold cut. I've had the show for over 10 years before Kiss FM became a legal radio when it was pirate. And it's a 2-hour show that goes out every week in the UK, and we syndicate this radio show as part of a kind of promotion to various countries around the world. And there's France, Germany, there is Italy,
Japan, Switzerland.
Japan, Switzerland at the moment no. There's Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Poland, Russia, Australia, New Zealand, where else? Iceland, I think are going to start doing it. And it's just, we're just trying to get, it's the same as trying to get the music out there to sell to the public. We have the radio show syndicated to these stations every week. It's such an excellent kind of promotion.
Yeah.
Playing, having guest artists come into our studio here to record, playing all kinds of music, from 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, varies from soundtracks to kind of seminal kind of electronic, 60s electronic music to kind of 90s future funk.
Cool.
So we've had some amazing responses from it, and it's a thing that we kind of have been thinking of doing for a long time. Giles Peterson does the same thing with his show. He syndicates it to various countries in Europe, and the show goes out in Germany via internet, and in America it goes out via internet. In America there's so many radio stations.
Yeah.
The one we want to get onto is college radio station, where they have the biggest impact. It's a lot more younger people listening to shows, therefore it's a lot more kind of interest. So yeah, the radio stations.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Go on.
Right.
So Sublime has the club label, which is called Real. And so a lot of the artists who come out on Sublime also come out on Real, but they have their more club orientated stuff that comes out on Real music. So for instance, you have artists like, for instance, here these guys, Co-Fusion.
Right.
They're playing tonight at the party, so if you come, you'll be able to check them out.
Cool.
They release on Real because it's not really four on the floor music, but it's more club music. So that's Co-Fusion. Whereas Sublime, I'll give you this is the Adolescence, which is the compilation of all artists who work with Sublime. Is more experimental. It's like electronic jazz, we call it. That's how I describe it. And it's got some crazy shit, man.
All right.
Got some really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm after. I'm after the experimental stuff, fusion. I'm not interested in mainstream.
Yeah.
We've got so much shit from multinationals who don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
We just want to promote all the independent labels,
Yeah.
get everything fucked up, Try to lose the sound.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
But this is, I think, one of the leading labels. I thought that before we got involved with them. They're just really interesting, a really interesting approach. It's strange because what happened was the Japanese invented all the equipment, the best, really the best equipment.
Or capitalize on the inventions of the West.
But they couldn't use it for some reason, and I don't know why. A lot of the music that was coming out of Japan maybe 4 years ago was interesting, but it was more the kind of Ryuichi Sakamoto guys who were doing just strange composition, but the actual sound, the production wasn't so good. And then I think they started getting a lot of import records, and they started listening. They started coming over to the UK and to Europe, checking out the production, and now the production is superb, very clean, or dirty, depending on how they like it. But they can do it, and you know the tracks stand up alongside other tracks, and they're really good. I mean, a great example is this other label that we do called SUBLIME,
Right.
which is full on kind of techno.
Right.
It's really cool.
What kind of
stuff.
techno?
I'd say it's kind of jacking sort of techno. It's kind of I'll put it on.
Yeah, sure.
That we deal with. Again, you know, I mean, I met a lot of these guys when I was DJing in Japan. So,
Right. When was that?
3 years ago. So I had, you know, I was going over there quite a lot. I had a band called Drum Club a long time ago, and so I'd go DJing everywhere. So I met a lot of people through the DJing, and this is one of the ways that we met people. We do another label called Projects. Again, this is some kind of more kind of rad sort of more. Just shut up. This is
Yeah, sure.
labels are sort of come from Japan. They're run in Japan, and we kind of more manage the label. They choose the artwork, they choose the artists, they choose the production and everything. When we get the DAT and we get the floppy disk with all the information on, and we do everything from that moment. So we do the promotion, we do the sales, do the distribution and the exports. This label, we choose the music, we choose the artwork, we choose the artists, you know, we do everything.
So the functions like marketing, promotions, production, is up the label.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this label as well, we do everything with. We have another label called MC Projects,
Right.
which at the moment we're not doing anything with, but it's more okay.
Yeah.
Easiest way. We run the labels, and in our capacity as promoters of the labels, we have to think up ideas for this, and some of the ideas are doing parties like this, getting people to the Sonar Festival. In the case of this label, the SUBLIME label, we generally just organise little tours for the DJs and for the artists. With the Nepenta label, we did.
Yeah, if you got any flyers for past parties and stuff, you know, that could be printed, you know, just. Yeah.
This one was more for the Nepenta label. So we got all the Chicago guys to come across and play.
Cool. Andrea Parker.
Yeah, we had two rooms. We had one room which was almost all Chicago, and then the other room which was, well, like we say, the London Lounge versus Chicago Warehouse. So all these guys were kind of representing the London sound, or a London sound. You know, not the London sound, but a specific. And so I mean, again, this, you know, we love. I come from, you know, I got into music into the house music when it started. So Chicago is for me, the place where really great music comes from. So
Really?
yeah.
Do you grow up there?
No. I just
Grow up in the scene.
my spirit comes.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, this party we had KLXC and Robert Armani play. This party again, KLXC and Robert Armani. And this party is just the Japanese guys.
Puppets House? Armani stuff, is it?
We used to be ACV.
No,